Hello, this is a fully working, roadworthy BMW Z4 that we've just bought for £1,300. So in this video, I'm going to try and discover why it was only £1,300. I say it was £1,300, strictly speaking that's not correct. It was actually £1,350, but well, that doesn't work on a thumbnail as well. Money aside, what you see here is a birthday present to my wife from my wife. She had a couple of years worth of birthday money laying about. This year was a slightly bigger birthday. I'm not going to say exactly which one it was because that would be rude, but you know, she's been around the sun 4 times. Haven't disguised that very well. So what we've ended up with is a 2004 BMW Z4 2.2. It means it does still have a straight 6 engine. They did do a 4-cylinder version in Europe only. That was a 2 litre. We wouldn't have actually been against that because we kind of looked at that as a kind of more like an MX-5 rival. I should imagine a 4-cylinder engine behind that front axle line. That's going to improve the handling over the 6. But at the same time, if it's a BMW, it's kind of got to have a 6, hasn't it? When the Z4 first came out, I'm pretty sure they only launched a 2.5 and a 3 litre version, so I'm guessing the 2.2 followed somewhere along the line. I'm not entirely sure what the purpose of it was, to make a slightly smaller, cheaper one, but that's what they did. But the fact it has the 6-cylinder means that you still get the beefy noise, you still get the noise, although you don't get the fake noise. Well, it's not fake actually, but you don't get the injected noise into the cabin. This particular car is finished in Toledo blue, which is quite a rare colour from what I've seen. I don't think there are many of them out there. Majority of Z4s that you see tend to be that moody grey or the silver. They're the common colours. They actually look quite nice in those colours, but this one really stood out. I think she liked the idea of a slightly rarer colour. We did see a dark green and a dark red, which were different, and they kind of suited the car. They did look quite good, but they both had that kind of fake wood interior. And both of the cars, colour, spec, cream interior, it kind of represented more than 4 trips around the sun. So this one seems a good compromise. Say Toledo blue, but it's actually a cracking colour, this. In some lights it looks blue, in some lights it looks dark grey, in some lights it looks purple. If you take it to a petrol station at night, it looks like a really, really dark lilac. It's just an interesting colour. The interior is black with silver. Maybe that's a bit less exciting, a bit more plain, but to be honest with you, it's a car that's going to get used fairly frequently, so it hides the dirt. Now, there are a number of reasons why my wife decided to go for a Z4. I think chief among which has to be the looks. The front end, I can't figure the front end out. I'm not sure if I like that. But the back, I love that back end. That's one of my favourite back ends on a car. And this line here that goes down there, you see that in the mirror. It's so characterful. And this little, apparently this is supposed to be a Z on the side. You know, when you look comparing it to the other cars that you can get for the money, it's a really good looking car. My worry is that it's going to be a really good looking paperweight because it will be broken, but we'll see. So buying a sports car was something she'd had a little bit of thought to doing, but hadn't really taken it very seriously. And then this one popped up on Gumtree or Facebook or something like that. It wasn't a million miles away. It was in up near Basingstoke somewhere, which isn't a million miles away if you live here. It might be a million miles away if you live in Northumberland. And the advert read well, so we thought, well, we'll go and have a look, thinking there's going to be something with this. It's going to be the seller's going to be an arse, and there's going to be problems. It'll be riddled with issues, blah blah blah. We get up there. Nicest man in the world. He's done loads of work to it. He's bought the car cheap. I expect he's only paid like hundreds for it, if anything, as an MOT fail or as something that's going to be an MOT fail. And then he's done a lot of work on it. I can't remember everything he said he's done, but he has removed the roof motor and moved it to the boot. He's cleared the drain tubes. He's fitted these wheels, which are off a 1 series. He's polybushed the front end. He fitted a DAB Bluetooth stereo type thing, but he also ripped out the factory sat-nav, which wasn't working, but now he's left a hole in the dash. I'm not entirely sure why he did that. He seemed to have put a lot of work into it. Even the aircon works. The aircon is ice cold. It seems a little too good to be true so far. Little bit of damage to the front there. Headlights probably need a bit of a polish. Xenons though, they work. So do the washer jets. Looking for more reasons as to why this could be. I mean, the colour match is a little off in place. I think it has a little bit of paint, but 1,300 quid. Bonnet lifters still work, that's good. It's clean as anything under here. I'm worried. No smoke. Got some serious throttle hang, but I think that might be the design. Oh yes, it doesn't have the noise pipe. So I've been Googling this, right? I've been looking at this. The 3 litre has like a little box thing that goes here and takes off this intake pipe, and there's a little hole in the bulkhead down there, and it feeds noise into the cabin from the air intake. Not artificial, real. I mean, there's got to be something. There has to be something. You know, when you're feeling kind of like anxious, like you're thinking, I'm going to discover what the problem is in a minute. There's going to be a dead fish in the boot, you know, stuck in one of the chassis rails or something, or it'll be made of rust underneath, or it'll drive like an absolute pig. Well, so far it seems like I can't find anything wrong with it at all. So aside from a little bit of cosmetics, things like the roof, this is just water, but yeah, the roof's had some repairs and things, but it doesn't really matter, because when you're going to enjoy that car, you don't have the roof up. As I say, the windscreen rubber is missing. I imagine fitting one of those, a proper one, will be an absolute P-wreck. Little marks at the front, nothing major. Yeah, so this is the biggest bit of damage, is this. The bumper here is just a bit stoved in. This is no good. That's all beat up. It basically wants a new front bumper if you're going to make it tidy. But the thing is, where we live and where we park, people cannot drive to save their life. It's a clown show in our street, and this will get hit because all the other cars get hit. So like, why make it so tidy that you start to care about it? It might be better to have being a little bit more freeing, because if you stand back here, looks fine. One of my favourite cars, if I won the lottery, and this will surprise people because my dream car was a Citroen SM, and I bought one. It's not as good as it sounds. But one of my dream cars is a BMW Z8. I love the BMW Z8. And this is about as close as I'll ever get to driving one, I should think. Let alone owning one. But I just think this is such a good looking car. I always liked this when it came out, that back end. And you have the facelift cars with they don't have the round lights. And I think it looks better like this. So you can tell it's not a pauper one because it's got twin exhaust, so technically speaking it probably is a pauper one. I even love that little kick at the bottom. It's not a Chris Bangle design, this. You'd think it would be, but it's not. I think he was running the scene. I think he was in charge of BMW's design at the time, but it isn't one of his cars. I forget the guy who actually designed it. I'll write his name on the bonnet now. There you go. Apparently those grills are off a 3 litre, but I don't know. And as I say, the wheels come off a 1 Series apparently. The back, I think, I think they kind of suit it. Is the back too small? Because it needs new tyres, so is it worth going one up on the profile? I need to check and see what the rolling radius of a Z4 wheel actually would be, but it's just such a good colour. Honestly, that bit there, honestly, I would put that up there at the top, at the very top of sports car styling. I think it looks fantastic. I don't know why this car's got like a sort of, got a sort of like a black honeycomb mesh effect on some of the lights like that, and I've seen it on this as well. I mean, I don't dislike it, but I just think it's such a good looking piece of design. And when we first got the car, my missus was more keen to not have the indicators orange at the front. She wanted them clear, like the facelift, but I think it looks better with them gingercators, to be honest, especially with the dark blue paint. If we move into the cabin, we do start to see some of the things that let the Z4 down. And it's not the styling of the cabin, because I think that's, again, one of my favourite sports car dashboards. I love some of the elements of the styling in that. But right, so I'm not exaggerating when I say this. The build quality on this car makes a Saxo look like a Lexus. Some of the plastics are like this, all the stuff you touch regularly is all kind of, well, apart from that, and that keeps falling off as well. It's just a sea of, like, I mean, it's the most horrible, even the sun visors, it's the most horrible, like, scratchy, shiny, cheap plastics you've ever seen, and like all these little things are half broken. Is that even open? Oh good, it's fallen off. Brilliant. Nice. It's so badly made. It would have had a factory sat-nav in there, but he took it out and he's put these little boxes in, but he hasn't secured them, so they kind of rattle as well. I'll have to sort that out. I mean, there's a pen holder and a whatever that is. I don't know if I want to shut it now, because if I shut it, will we be able to... Oh, well, that's... Sorry, wife. He's got like little soft trimmed pieces down here and here, because it's quite a cramped car. If I shut the door, and you can hear it, the clunk, it's like, I'm not a big guy. I'm not a big guy at all. It's more cramped in here than like a TVR Griffith. And while I realise that sounds like a sort of strange comparison, and that's the most common type of sports car I get in is a Chimera or a Griffith, because I work on them. They're much less cramped than this. But I like it. I do like the driving position is nice. Steering wheel is nice. I like the style of the steering wheel with gear changes. Standard BMW really. The aircon and everything, this system here is pretty good. And then there's this, which is like an aftermarket steering. I mean, it's all just like coming apart. It's not well made at all. We've got this hole up here, which is this kind of bugs me. It's lucky the guy was really nice, because otherwise I'd be like shouting at him. I don't get why he's done this. So there was a screen in here which originally popped up, and then the drive disc computer thing went in the armrest. So he's taken the screen out because the sat-nav was playing up, and he's fitted a more modern stereo. Fair enough, this one works quite well. But to do that, he's taken this out, and it's just left a big hole in the top of the dash. Why did you not just leave it in? Like, you can't use it as a glove box or anything. There's no lid. And if you want to change the dash for one that doesn't have the sat-nav, you need to buy a new dash. A whole dash. Which might actually be tempting to do. But otherwise, yeah, it's great. You know. Oh, holy refresh rate. The automatic lights work well. They're very sensitive. I just love these dials. I love the layout. I love the kind of styling and the little tiny dials and these little like binnacles. But even if you take into account the ham-fistedness of some of the dash, like the radio fascia thing does not fit properly. The air vents all hanging out. Got a big hole in the top of it where the sat-nav was. It's not really a reason to sort of, you couldn't call it the reason that it's 1,300 quid. I wouldn't have thought. And the roof, this one has something to do with tyres. That one is DSC, which will not force itself off. I tried to go sideways the other night and it wouldn't let me. Prick. This is the roof. If I hold this button down, well, that was easy. It's fast. And if I close it, it's coming. And then if I hold it down, the windows will go up as well. So there we go. Now we are fully in the cabin. Honestly though, the build is just... Right. Oh, God. Well, I've certainly found some bits on the car which are, well, now broken, like that handle. Nothing that would make it like, it's a banger for a reason. It's cheap for a reason. It still seems very cheap. So we'll take it out on the road. Let's see how this thing drives. Maybe that's the clue. Crap, I need this. Right. What's our sports car like? So far, so good. No knocks, no bangs, no rattles. Well, okay, the last one's a lie. There are a lot of rattles in here. Many. I think this car is probably a bit of a scrapyard bitzer. I think people have added bits from other cars and people have had bits of trim off and put them back on their driveway. That's the vibe I'm getting. It's got a sport button fitted. 2.2 wouldn't normally have a sport button apparently, but the wiring was there. All it needed was a button, and it does change the mapping. It doesn't actually give it more power. Oh, I found something that doesn't work. The intermittent wiper. Honestly, it's fine. This it's going greasy. Go on. No, you tried to step out. The interior's rattling a lot, but that's a Z4 thing. I'm pretty sure it's a Z4 thing. I've done some more in-depth thoughts of driving the Z4, which I'll put out in a separate video, just because this one would have got too long. The interior is very rattly. As I said, the quality is not good. People will say, oh, it's an American... Jesus Christ! People will say it's an American car. Yeah, tried to slide then quite a lot. People will say it's an American car, but it's not. It's a German car. It's just built in America. So, okay, the steering is a little bit woolly, but it's an electric rack. Not got the feel of a MX-5 or something. Gearbox is a little rubbery. It's just like an E46. It's not. It's not like it's anything wrong with it. It's fine. I mean, I can't quite figure out why it's so cheap. The roof works. The aircon works. It's not knocking. It's not banging. It is rattling, but I think other Z4s might do that. The tyre noise is loud, but A, it's a convertible. B, the tyres have got no tread left on them and they're hard and perished and everything like that. So, new set of boots on it, it probably will get quieter. Even the wipers, like, the wiping performance is great. Covers the screen, gets right up to the pillar, right along the top. Bit of an area in the middle there that's not swept. Who'd care about that? I'm waiting for it to go wrong. I'm waiting for smoke to come out the bonnet. I'm waiting for whatever it is that's rattling over there to fall off. Why are you so cheap? Could it not just be that there's like an honest guy who was just buying cars cheap, fixing them up, something to do, fill his time, and then when he sold them just wanted to pay what he put into them? That's what he said. No, people aren't like that. People are awful. It must be stolen. Maybe it's been on fire before. Maybe it's been on fire. Maybe murders have been committed in here. It has to be too good to be true. Do miracles exist? I didn't point out in the earlier spiel, this thing is an SE model. It's not a sport, it's an SE, which I think is a good thing, because the roads in this country are a joke. They're an absolute... It's criminal how bad the roads are in this country, actually, given how much we pay. But yeah, we'll let it all slide as we do. And the suspension in this, I see lots of things when these cars came out, people ragging the suspension, saying how bad they ride and everything like that. I really don't feel it. I've got to be honest, it's actually quite good. I come from a world of old Citroens, and okay, yeah, it's not that good, but for a sports car, it's perfectly acceptable. So far, the car is nice, lovely driving position, lovely view out of it. The styling on the outside, you notice that when you're in it, you see it out the mirrors, you see it out the windscreen, you see all these little styling details and things, gives the car character. Dashboard, lovely styling on the dashboard, love the design of it, love the layout. Speedo's it's small, which makes it look cool, but it's like a bit bitty, like you can't really, you have to like double, you can't just glance at it quickly to see how fast you're going. You're kind of like having to look at it a little bit longer, because the dials, the markings on it are tiny. I find no problem. So the next thing I'm going to do because I refuse to believe that the world is good and people are nice, I'm going to put it on the ramp and look for trouble on there. Because if I haven't found any trouble on the road and I haven't found any trouble on the top, surely I'm going to find some trouble underneath it. Surely. Right, so it's passed all the tests so far, but the world is a bad place and people are scum. So there must be a reason why this car was cheap. There has to be something. I'm going to put it on the ramp and I'm going to find something. This is the point where it all goes wrong. I've got a feeling, what's that, 15, 16, 17, 22, number plate's pissed. I knew it. I knew there'd be something. Right, well obviously I'm going to have to contact Citizens Advice Bureau later on and see where I stand legally on this, but for now, it can't get worse than that, to be fair. Right, we are ready to go. Let's go, let's do it. That looks good, doesn't it? Wow, look at, that's actually glossy. That exhaust, I think, will be original because of the mileage of the car. That's rusty, but that's the diff, that's fine. Excuse the shadows and things that pop up. So the sills are so far looking pretty good. A lot of plastic under here though. Looking a bit iron oxidey up here, but that is pretty normal on subframes and things. You forget the age of this car, and it's 21 years old. That's a place I would imagine that would be pretty likely for corrosion. If I remember rightly, the 3 Series can have trouble up there. Anti-roll bar bushes are a little perished up there. Not the end of the world. Oh, we're missing this. Look, plastic on that side, not on that side. That arm is fairly new looking. Previous owner did say he did some work on this. Sachs shocks. Are they the originals? Christ, they could be. Phone is just having a nightmare. It's going, Jesus, what am I supposed to focus on? Oh my God. Ugh. Well, we suspected it needed new tyres. Yeah, okay, that does need new tyres. Right, so on the outside, it's just this kind of, it's like, oh, it's early days. How old are they? They are, can't see it, I'll have a look on the phone screen. 2018, and they are, what make are these? Falcons? So yeah, they're well past it. So the plan was, because we wasn't really going to use this car very much over the winter, so the plan was to sawn it over the winter, but not bother putting new tyres on it until next year, because what's the point? What's the point of putting new tyres on now and then parking it up over the winter for them to just sit and go off? Might as well just put some new ones on it next year. What's that in there? Is that a stone? Please be a stone. Got some, oh, got some lacquer coming off like bloody, like sunburnt skin on a beach. Look at that. Yeah, so he's painted the silver bits, and to be honest, I can live with that because he's actually done a semi-decent job. Finish-wise, they kind of look like they're supposed to. And the diamond cut finish that's there would have been absolutely ruined, so. But yeah, that tyre, going back to that tyre, yeah, that's pretty bad. And up there. Yeah, okay, that's like, should you even be driving it? I don't think so. What are the front tyres like? Let's just see what they're like. You know, if I knew that tyre was like that, I would not have taken them corners the way I did this morning. That's for sure. And this one's okay. Right, so moving underneath. My God, the size of that battery cable. Wow. For reference. Huh. So we have got something going on here. She's a bit oily. Where's that coming from? Is it the output seal? And you get a seal at the back of the gearbox here that the prop shaft goes into, they can leak. But is it coming from above that? Well, the prop shaft donut is starting to look a bit perished. You don't want this thing failing because it ends up windmilling the transmission tunnel. Hard to say where that's coming from. I think looking at that it is the output seal, but there's no recent dripping there, so look at that. They're wed. I don't know if that's a good one or not, but no, they can suffer with oil leaks. Other than the gearbox, maybe I should have opened the engine bay. That probably would have made more sense. It looks bone dry. I think these, now I'm doing some research on this as I go on the fly. I think these are secondary cats. The main catalytic converter is up here, this big bastard in there. I think these are for like Californian smog regulations. And this thing is really quiet, as we sort of heard. It's quite muted, and it could do with a bit more like zing to it for a bit of character. And people cut these out, so I might look into it. I was going to see if I could just sleeve it myself, but it's actually annoying because it's got a bend and then it kinks up, and then there's all sorts of angles involved, and it kinks up again to go under this plate. And then there's that, which I'm guessing is a silencer, a little silencer, and you could get rid of that as well, I suppose. There's a big one on the back, so yeah, I'll have a little think about that. But it's all looking pretty good up there, so it is a bit leaky on the gearbox, so the gearbox is weeping a little bit of oil. But I mean, as for trying to find an easier gearbox to remove, even if you had to take it off, I don't think you'll find one, because I mean, God, look at it. It's so easy to access everything. It's still got the under tray here, look. It is cracked and smashed up there, but I think, as I say, I think this is at a front end biff, because the bumper is a mess up there. But yeah, seals are good. No leaks at the back, no leaks at the diff that I can see. It drives well. Shell looks good. There you go, acid test. Obviously I found the terrible things like the number plate. I don't know, that I will not sleep tonight. My rage will be unbelievable. And there was the tyre as well, which is not that important, is it? Cord's not. Get it? Cord's not. Course not. No. Let's look for accident damage. Honestly, these doors. They probably make some of this and a Citroen C4 Coupe. Probably the two worst sounding doors I've experienced. Right, accident damage. Does this cut all the handbrakes off? Does this come out? Yeah, it looks like it comes out. Ah. There we go. That's looking positive. So the exhaust's under here. What are these for? These little something roof related going on there. A toolkit. Oh, that's sweet. Look at that. A tow eye. Has that ever been used? I'm guessing yes. Oh, it might not have done. Oh yeah, I think it has. Yeah, I think it's been used, but not a lot. Pack this away, and I've got two hands again. What's this? A BMW spanner. That's worth a lot of money. I'm sure it will be. Germany, naturally. I'll sort that out in a sec. Okay, so far that's all looking pretty good as well. It's kind of wild to me that the shut this makes is nicer than the doors. Okay, right, I've failed to find any welds under the car that signify it's two cars welded together, so they're obviously very well hidden. But what I'm going to do now is a health check on the car. I've plugged it into the OBD, so we're going to read the VIN. And then we'll do a health check. Basically, it goes through every system on the OBD2 and gives you a list of everything that it thinks is wrong. Now, some of that stuff could be historical. It could be that there's things on there from 2 years ago that haven't been cleared yet. It could be that it's had a flat battery at some point in the recent past, and that's thrown up a load of spurious code. So the thing you do is, what I tend to do is take a reading of everything that's on it, and then save that health check. You can email it to yourself directly off the system, and then wipe everything. And then after that, anything that comes back is legit. So here we go. Engine control module. Engine control module 2, 6% done. I'm going to go and do something else for a bit. Jeez, it's taking its time with this one. I think that's probably the age of the car. I think the software on the car is probably a little bit slow. Oh, apparently it doesn't have an electric fuel pump. ABS, fault code 2 found. One of the things I've also worried about slightly is, where's the locking wheel nut key? Oh, I think we're done. We are done. Right. Oxygen sensor heater after cat. Oxygen sensor heater after cat. ABS, wheel speed sensor, front left, front right. Power steering, vehicle speed. I'm guessing that is related to that. Now the alarm. I think I know about that because the alarm kept going off the other night, and apparently there's a sensor under the bonnet which I've since disconnected. Apparently that can be the cause of that, and that is that one, engine bonnet hood contact. Control button, short circuit when closing. Okay. Optical initialization. Light switching center, coils, stepping motors faulty. Other than that, it's good. Right. I'm going to generate a report and email this to myself. There we go, there's our report. Let's just share that quickly. Right, so that's now shared. Go away. So now what I want to do is clear them and see what comes back. Hopefully, bugger all. Right, that one is going to be there because I have unplugged that sensor, so that's fine. And if I start the engine, we'll see what comes back. Annoyingly, since I started the engine, we have got the oxygen sensor heater after catalytic converter bank 2 activation, so one of the lambda sensors is on the way out. But yeah, there we go, we got a genuine one there, and then this one, I know the reason for this one, so on the whole that's pretty good, isn't it? Come on. Well yeah, so apart from the obvious, it appears that we've bought a BMW Z4 for 1,300 quid. And it's fine. It's not rusty. It drives fine. It handles fine. Okay, the tyres are trying to fall apart, but we actually knew that. That's why, one of the reasons we'd haggled it down. What's the catch? Are these just that cheap? Well, there is one other potential elephant in the room. The engine could be knackered. The engine could be ruined. I've plugged it into the diagnostics. It looks fine on there, but what I really need to do is strap it onto some rollers in the ground that we can run it up on, and that will actually show us what the engine's producing and therefore how healthy it is. But I don't have anything like that. I don't have any facility. No, I do, and I use them a lot, and I do a lot of videos with them. Yes. Next video on the Z4, it goes on the dyno. Let's see what it's got left. Let's see what it's got left. But before I do that, I'm going to straighten this because that will affect power.